This is a public service announcement. Do not sell your F87 M2 no matter what. Especially if it's a manual. Now, in case you didn't know, BMW, when making this generation, the F87 M2, gave us two options. The OG N55 single turbo twin scroll, and then you had the S55 twin turbo, two turbos, and it's always been a talking point regarding the sound. Now, power wise, this makes, I believe, standard around 370, and the S55 makes around 420, give or take, depending on what car you have. M4, M3, M2 competition all use the same engine, but like I said, they're tuned to different variants, but essentially it's the same engine. So if you're all about the power, then yeah, you need a comp, but this has got to be the car, because it's something about how natural it feels. It's something about how natural it sounds that you just can't beat. Say what you want about the N55. The rev matching is insane. You can't beat it. You just cannot beat it. So yeah, in case I haven't mentioned, this is in fact AutoID's shop car. It's very slippery today. Luckily, we're on Pilot Super Sports, so cheers, Jack. Cheers, mate. But take nothing away, it's still a great car to drive. Now, handling out of the box, of course, it's an M car, so it handles very well on the road. A bit harder than a normal 2 Series, but that's what you get when you get an M car. It's made for the track, can be driven on the road, as opposed to an M Lite, which is made for the road, which can be driven on the track, that way around. Now, this is also on IBAC springs, which my car was on as well originally, and something to say is, it's sometimes for fast road all you need. A good set of springs, a good geo, which I believe this has had, and oh man, it will go all day. And if you don't know about that lift off front from the N55, get to know, because it's great. Even at low speeds, put it into third or second gear rather, and if you let off the accelerator after a good punch of the accelerator, you get this from, and it's so aggressive, so beautiful. And the fact of the matter is, it's not ASBO, because it's built into the car. You can't say you've tuned it to be there. BMW want you to have this. So in case I haven't mentioned it, I used mine both on the road and on the track. I think I covered around 10,000 miles. This was during lockdown. Just before lockdown I bought it, and I sold it just after lockdown actually. And we'll get onto reasons why I sold it, but I did manage just after lockdown to do a track day, and it's where I really understood what this car was all about. It's not about day-to-day driving, because as you can see, it can do it. On the track, this is an absolute machine, and stepping out of an M Lite or whatever car you want to step out of and getting into an M car, in particular this, the F87 M2, it feels very, very special, and you don't always get that feeling. But when you pair this with a smooth engine, which is turbocharged but doesn't feel like it, oh, these roads are a bit harsh, it's just a dream come true. And I'm a DCT man, I love the flappy pedals, that's why I'm probably gripping the back of this steering wheel very tight. But when the power is where it's at right now, which is around the 400 brake mark, and nothing stupid, rev match, second gear, into third, into fourth, it feels very, very rewarding. So now, something to note is that whenever I parked up my M2 next to a comp, I always felt that the comp looked better, slightly more aggressive, but what Jack's done on this one is beautiful. Front end, he's got a nice splitter down there. You can see he's got the icon headlights, and over here, the Pierre de Resistance is a beautiful CS bonnet. And now when I step back and I look at it, I think, yeah, when done right, it's a beautiful, beautiful car. Also down here, he's gone for some beautiful West forged wheels. This thing looks amazing. He has made a change, and with Jack being who he is, he can tinker away as much as he wants. He's gone for a CS spoiler, which I had on my OG as well, instead of the horny M Performance boot that he had before. And again, all of that sound coming from these bad boys, the Miltech catback exhaust system, which sounds amazing. Personality wise and looks wise, this thing is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, the best feature for me with this car and with the OG is the engine. The fact that the engine is so smooth, the engine sounds perfect even without an exhaust, even though this has got the Miltech, which I'm not sure whether I've given you the full shebang yet, but listen to that. Listen to that. It sounds insane. Pops and bangs, the lot. It's decent. I don't know where I'm going actually. Jack's probably watching this thinking, bruv, where's this dude taking my car, mate? I have got no idea. I'm just looking for nice roads to send it. But the issue is, yeah, I just don't know where I'm going. But yeah, I'm trying to stay out of potholes as well, because these West Forge wheels, man's not trying to pay for new wheels for Jack. An M2 has got a personality which is very tricky to describe. It's raw because the N55 sounds very unique. At the same time, it's refined because on a day-to-day drive it can do this every single day of the week. But what really, in my opinion, makes this car special is because it does both. Those purists out there that don't want something that's turbocharged, you could probably get on board with this because it's not as spiky as most turbocharged cars. And those people that love a turbocharged car, you can get one of these. This has been mapped to 420, but you could probably take it up to 460 with an intercooler, charge pipe, you name it, the whole shebang. This could do it. And if you wanted more, then obviously turbos. But there's something about the drivability of this stock turbo, cheeky little tune to boost it up by 40 or 50 horsepower, and it's definitely one of my favorite cars for sure. Something else that makes this car so special is that it kind of has its own bracket. Now, if you wanted to compare, I don't know, an M140 to another hot hatch, RS3, what else is there, A45S maybe, in terms of power and day-to-day use. But with the M2, it's really hard to find something to compare it to, apart from a Cayman. Now, when you do get a Cayman, you have to pay Cayman money. Bearing in mind, these can be picked up, decent example, for around 25, I'd say, to 30. If you're looking for a nice example, sure there's some cheaper ones, but 25 to 30, you won't find a Cayman, a good Cayman, similar miles as an M2 for that money. But in my opinion, this is definitely on par with a Cayman. In my opinion, probably better as a daily due to the rear seats and obviously the boot size. And that again is just a huge shout out to the F87 M2. AutoID also have a G87 M2, which we will be driving at some point. There's a few more modifications happening to it, so you have to wait for that. But yeah, there's something about this that you just cannot beat. And if you are a fan of the big boys, Jeremy Clarkson and Chris Harris, remember what they said. This possibly could be, at the time, until now probably, one of the best M cars BMW have ever made. And they weren't wrong. Now in terms of this car, issues I had, absolutely zero. I had no issues with it. Something that's a common fix on these is the charge pipe, and again, I've got a playlist on my M2 if you are interested in more M2 content. But if I had to go back through all my cars and choose one, it would be this, and it would all depend on the direction. I think I was in two minds, in all honesty. Very pointy steering. I was in two minds, Club Sport, or did I want to go for a track build? And I think with one of these, you can't mess around. You either do it or you don't do it. And I think the track stuff's great, but then you kind of lose the car for what it's made to be, which is an absolute dream of a B-road blast. And if you do go track, go all the way, because this car comes alive. The M2 OG is definitely, as Katy Perry said, the one that got away. So yes guys, that has been a video on the F87 OG M2, a car that I feel I should never have sold, and if you have got one, don't sell it. Again, huge shout out to AutoID for lending me the car for the video, and as usual, if you have enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see all of your beautiful faces in the next one. Take care, God bless.